Having said that, what is it that we're doing to solve this energy challenge? And the government has begun and has started a number of initiatives, and I'll speak about some of the public sector ones and then some of the things that will relate to you as individuals and in the private sector. The first thing is to conserve. And conserve doesn't sound sexy, it's not very appealing, but conservation by itself as a first measure is important in bringing down our consumption. Through a loan from the World Bank, we have started an energy efficiency program within the government where we intend to achieve a 30% reduction in our energy consumption over the next 3 years. Again, just to give you an idea of figures, on average on a monthly basis, the government spends 1.2 billion Jamaican dollars on energy. That is if you add up everything from all the ministries, all the agencies, all the departments. That's about 14.4 billion Jamaican dollars on an annual basis, simply on energy. And I want to relate those figures to the state of our economy. If you think about achieving a 30% reduction in your energy bill, and let's take it on a monthly basis, 30% of 1.2 billion is 360 million. And if you think that a government would have $360 million every month to spend on goods and services within your economy, you begin to appreciate the extent to which the high energy costs have simply impeded economic growth. Because if we could spend $360 million on goods and services every month in an economy, there's an obvious multiplier effect, and that would generate a lot more economic activity. So the high cost of energy is a major impediment just by itself to facilitating economic growth. So we have started a program where we are retrofitting all ministries, agencies, and departments. It's a program which is on the way. We started with the Office of the Prime Minister at Jamaica House, where they went on the roof. They ensured that they applied a layer so that you wouldn't have as much heat coming in. We went through, we changed out all the lights to LED lights. We changed out all the inefficient air conditioning systems. And simply by doing that, already we have seen a 10% reduction in the energy bill at OPM. And we're going to be going systematically through every single ministry, agency, and department. It is simply, given the challenges that we have as an administration, we simply can't continue to spend that level of money on energy. And of that 1.2 billion, the Water Commission accounts for about half of that, because it's something you may take for granted, but we have to pump water everywhere water is produced and generated. So the Water Commission is actually the single largest entity that consumes energy. And without going into that detail, to make it worse, 70% of what they produce actually ends up in the ground because through leaks and wastage. So that's another problem which we are not tackling today. So we're first of all starting with conservation as a first measure. And one of the things I would encourage, both at an individual and at a business level, is for each and every one of us to start with our own homes, to go through our own homes, to check whether we have the most energy efficient lights, as an example. You can buy devices now. We have one of the good things I would say about our emphasis on conservation is that almost an entire industry has now developed in Jamaica around energy efficiency. So you have some simple devices that, for example, you can plug into your fridge, which is one of your largest consumers of energy, to determine how much energy your fridge is pulling and whether your fridge, for example, is operating in the most efficient way. And these are cheap devices, cheap 3,000 Jamaican dollars. And something like that can determine whether it is efficient or not. And so the first thing I would say at this level is, both at an individual and a business level, do an energy audit. There are consultants who do this for a living, but you can take simple steps within your home and within your businesses to reduce energy. It's important to your bottom line because I think for everybody, the one bill that everybody dreads is the electricity bill. Not so much the water, not so much any other, but the electricity bill is the one. So we are taking the lead as a government in terms of our energy conservation, and this program has started. We actually, as a form of affirmative action, we actually are facilitating local entrepreneurs who, in the process of bidding to do, provide the goods and services, if a local entrepreneur is within 15% of an international one, we will award it to the local entrepreneur because we are committed to fostering the growth of local expertise and talent and industry within Jamaica.